Today I had a hankering, as they say in these parts, for some pancakes, but I didn't have any pancake mix. It's not something I typically buy at the store. I'm trying to move away from boxed and processed items due to the fact that I'm getting really sensitive to being able to taste the preservatives in them. So I went on and I Googled, scoured the internet, and found a recipe that I think I will like. I found it on spendwithpennies.com. I will link the recipe down in the description box when I'm done. But it's pretty straightforward. I had all the ingredients in my pantry. That's another thing. I'm doing the Three Rivers Challenge, January and February, if possible February. So I'm trying to take everything from my pantry that I use. Now, I haven't filmed any of it the first 7 days, but I have done it since the first of the year. It's just that I took on a new client. It's a client, well, not really a new client. It's a client I had before, but I'm having to relearn all the systems. And I was just a little bit too, it was too time consuming to do any videoing. And I apologize for that. But I'm going to video from here on out. And today's first one today is homemade pancake mix. And then I'm going to take you along as I make some pancakes and scrambled eggs for my breakfast / lunch, because it's already 12 o'clock here. So let's get to making that and let's see how it turns out. So let me get me a bowl and we'll put all the dry ingredients together. I brought you in a little bit closer, at least as close as I can. Excuse my mess here on my little card here. I'm still organizing my pantry, and there's a few things I'm just not sure where I'm going to fit them in at yet. I do have spots to do it, but I'm trying to keep things more organized, and in the process I'm very unorganized before I'm organized. That makes sense. So I don't have my tablespoon is not clean, so I'm having to makeshift a tablespoon, and my teaspoon's not clean, so it's going to be a half teaspoon. So when you see me putting 2 in, that's only a teaspoon. So the first thing, now this will make enough for each cup of this pancake mix that we're mixing will make 5 pancakes. So I'm going to make the recipe, and then I'll have it available. I'll put it into a jar, and I'll have it available whenever I want pancakes again. So the first item we need is 4 cups of all-purpose flour, which is a quart. Put my teaspoons anywhere else. Let me check and make sure first that they aren't over here. No, they're not over there. Okay, so we've got our quart or 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Now we need 3 tablespoons of baking powder, which is hidden under here. Ignore my messy kitchen. Again, everything's just gone to the wayside when I took on this other job. I do apologize. 3 tablespoons of the baking powder. There we go. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So that will be 4 half teaspoons. That. 1 teaspoon of salt. It's over here. Sorry about that. So that will be 2 half teaspoons. Okay. And then 3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, that's all of our dry ingredients according to the recipe. This is what I will store in a jar for use later when I want some more. Won't have to mix it up then. So I'm going to mix these together with my whisk really well. Try and get everything as evenly distributed as possible. Okay, now that we've got that mixed, I'll need to get another bowl here. And in this bowl, I will put 1 cup of the pancake mix, 1 egg, which was kindly provided by my girls this morning. They're always good to me in that respect. Oh, a little bit of shell in there. Don't need that. And it says 1 cup of milk, but to start with 1/2 cup of milk. So that's what we'll start with. If I can find my cup. 1/2 cup. If you don't use it, I'll drink it. Not a problem. So, 1/2 cup. This is a full cup. But I'm not using it all at once. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And then I need 3 tablespoons of either butter or oil. I'm going to use oil just for the simple fact that it'd be easier than taking the time to melt the butter, but you can melt the butter. Let's see, 1 tablespoon. There we go. Mix that all together really well. Whoop, without throwing it in the floor, you would think, but evidently not. That's a little bit thicker than I like it. So I'm going to add just a little tad bit more milk. Let's see what that gets me. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to heat up my pan. Scrambled up my eggs, because that's what I'm going to have with it, scrambled eggs. And then I'll bring you back when I get ready to do the pancakes. Okay, I got my pan heated up. It's pretty warm. Ignore this. This is Chiggy's. This is his chopped ham for lunch. So I'm going to take my mix here. And it says 1/3 cup. But, you know, I don't use 1/3 cup. I just kindly put it on there and guesstimate how big I want my pancakes to be. I don't like real big pancakes, so usually 2 spoonfuls is plenty. I'm probably not making them as big as they think you should because it says this makes 5 pancakes. Looks like it's going to get a little bit more than that out of it. But that's fine because I do put them in the freezer and heat them up in my toaster oven. They really work well that way. Looks like I might get about 6 out of it. So, it says, like with all pancake mix, let it cook until you see the bubbles form and start to break. So that's what we're waiting for here now. While we're waiting for that, I will flip the Chiggy's chopped ham here that I'm frying for him. He'll eat it cold, but it's really cold and dreary today, and I wanted to give him something warm. And he's kindly tired of oatmeal and eggs, so, and he's not a big fan of pancakes. He likes the syrup, but you know, he can't have just syrup alone. So, I thought I'd fry him up a couple pieces of chopped ham here, feed him something warm. I've got this set on 5. If I go any higher, it'll start burning it before I know it. It usually always has. So let this cook a while, and then I'll bring you back when it gets a little bit further along. So I brought you in a little bit different angle so you can better see what I'm doing here. These two here had bubbled up, and it seems like my pan always heats unevenly. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's the pan or the burner, but those two were already done, so I flipped them. And this one appears to be ready to be flipped, although it's not real brown. And this one isn't bubbling. Let's see how it looks on the bottom. Looks good on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it because I don't want to burn them. So, and I got Chigger's chopped ham done, and I'm going to use that pan to fix my eggs, my scrambled eggs in. And I don't want to have to move everything to get to the fridge to get the grease, the bacon grease. So I'm just going to use a little bit of canola oil. I'm not a big fan of that when I'm frying my eggs, but you know, it is what it is. Let me step over here and get my butter. I don't know how they taste, but let me tell you, they sure do smell good. I'm hoping this turns out to be a good recipe, you know, because I do like pancakes from time to time, but like I said, I don't like to buy box stuff anymore, and I have to. I've even stopped buying like stuff like Bisquick, and I make the world's worst biscuits, but you know, it's a biscuit, and I don't have to worry about it coming out of a box. And I can't seem to find a good recipe for biscuits. I've seen all sorts, and I've had a lot suggested to me, but I just haven't found one that I can seem to work with yet. So, you know, it's a learning curve, and always learning and always a work in progress. So I don't really stress on it too much. When it's right, it's right. In the meantime, I'll eat my biscuits, even if no one else will. So those are pretty much brown. Let's cut them in half and see how they're looking. I always have to cut them in half. I can't stand not to. I don't like the idea of getting a doughy pancake. So let's see how we look. I say they could probably go a few more minutes. Let's taste that middle and see. That's the only way I'm really going to know for sure. Check it out. Yeah, a few more minutes. Not going to hurt anything. Then when they're done, I'm going to do the rest of my batter, and then I'll bring you back when I do the scrambled eggs. because that's the last of the batter. So I'm going to get my heat turned on, get my eggs ready to go. But before I do that, I'm going to taste test this pancake. Get me some syrup here. My syrup's cold, but that's okay. I've eaten cold syrup before. So, let's see. Yeah, tastes like store-bought in a box. I think the next time I cut down on the baking soda because it does have a slight hint of baking soda. And maybe a little bit more sugar. Otherwise, it's pretty good. I'll give it a thumbs up. As you can probably see, I got these a little bit brown, but that's okay. They'll still taste delicious. I had one egg, and then I had to separate some eggs from their yolks last night to make something. So I've got a little bit more egg than I usually do, but what I don't eat and Chiggy doesn't want, I'll feed it to the babies out. The babies love, the feathery babies love eggs. Absolutely love them. So that's mine and Chiggy's breakfast / lunch. That now it's 1 o'clock. It took me an hour to do. So we'll be having a very late dinner. If we have one at all, we may just snack. So I appreciate you coming along with me. My first meal for my first year of doing the 3 Rivers Challenge, eating from my pantry. And as always, from my homestead to your home, blessings and enjoy life. Bye, guys.